It all began not too long ago, as a wave of terror and fear took hold upon this small peaceful village. Nobody could imagine that in this peaceful little hamlet, in which the residents felt so safe, where the doors were left unlocked at night, and where the neighbours often exchanged small talk from porch to porch, murder and manslaughter could take such a hold. It was one of them that had so horrifyingly butchered other residents in a mad, bloodthirsty frenzy. The press were lapping up the story, and printed daily the tales of horror instigated by the unknown killer. Due to his malicious acts of crime, the press had given him a passing nickname. Here is the story of William Theodore Parker. Here is the true story of Billy the Butcher. Fear and panic ruled the town. It was unimaginable to think of who was hiding behind these terrible crimes. Close to daily there was a new victim, but from the culprit not a clue. Who is the killer, and where does he come from? But let's allow for him to speak for himself. The residents were shocked as the police finally made their arrest. A youth of 16 was responsible for all this crime. It was unimaginable, and they had caught him at the crime scene as he was murdering their neighbour's daughter. As Billy was arrested on November the 17th, the police had found the remains of 7 other people lying scattered around in the intestines Billy had extracted from their corpse, including those of his parents, which he had kept in his room at their farmhouse. At first he was thought not to be liable for his crime, so they transferred him to the local asylum. He was subdued to numerous tests in an attempt to find out why, to give it all a reason, but Billy was reserved and did not speak. He curled up in a corner of his cell and stared ahead. Billy spent nearly 20 years locked up in the asylum until the powers that be decided he was healed and released him. Nobody in the little hamlet ever saw Billy again. He moved to another town where he built up a new life for himself. He married and made a career for himself and had a life like out of a picture book. He followed in his father's footsteps and was hugely successful in the food industry. At a time when people were living with hunger and poverty, fresh meat is a most prized possession, and our Billy owns the biggest slaughterhouse in the city.